Week 7, video number 10. The topic is radicalization pathways, how misinformation, ideology, and linguistic manipulation convert ordinary users into extremist narratives. Hello friends, welcome back. Today we explore a sensitive but critical topic, radicalization pathways. Radicalization rarely begins with violence. It begins with language, with a sentence, with a comment, with a meme that feels harmless, a hashtag that feels trendy, a joke that feels clever. Language creates emotional openings, intellectual tunnels, and identity shifts that gradually reshape how a person thinks, feels, and reacts. And step by step, linguistic manipulation converts ordinary users into ideological amplifiers. Radicalization refers to the gradual internalization of extreme beliefs through sustained exposure to ideological, emotional, or manipulative language. From a linguistic perspective, it involves changes in vocabulary, increase in emotional intensity, shift toward binary thinking, repetition of ideological frames, adoption of group-specific jargon, and loss of balanced discourse patterns. Language becomes narrower, sharper, and more polarized. Radicalization often unfolds through predictable linguistic phases. So, we will explore stage number 1 is exposure. The user encounters emotionally charged content, memes, clips, hashtags, quotes. Stage 2 is engagement. The user begins interacting, liking, commenting, and sharing. Stage 3 is adoption. The user starts using ideological vocabulary and framing. Stage 4 is identity construction. The user forms an us versus them worldview and becomes a linguistic carrier of ideology. Forensic linguistics examine each stage through language change. Radicalization succeeds because it hijacks emotions. Fear makes user vulnerable. Humiliation makes them defensive. Anger makes them mobilized. Pride makes them committed. Linguistic triggers, words like danger, threatened, betrayed, war, traitor, hero, activate strong emotional states that override critical thinking. Radicalizers speak to emotion before speaking to ideology. Echo chamber filter out moderate content and amplify extreme viewpoints. For example, over the time user begin to believe everyone thinks this way. This is the only truth. Opponents are enemies. My group is superior. Silence means support. This isolation makes extremist language feel normal, even rational. Echo chambers are not just digital, they are linguistic. Radical groups often create or recycle special vocabulary that builds belonging. For example, labels for outsiders, nicknames for opponents, heroic terms for members, coded references known only to insiders. These jargons strengthens identity, increase loyalty, and reduces external influence. It also makes radical networks harder to detect. Radical narratives simplify the world into binaries: victim versus villain, patriotic versus anti-national, pure versus corrupt, us versus them. This simplification makes ideology digestible. Once the world becomes linguistically binary, nouns disappears. Radical thought thrives in a simplified linguistic universe. Radicalization often uses mythic patterns. A hero means the group, an enemy, the outgroup, a battle, social, cultural, religious, or political struggle. This narrative engages imagination and emotion. When ideology is framed as a hero's journey, commitment increases. People don't join movements, they join stories. Radicalizers frequently use misleading captions, cherry-picked incidents, selective outrage, data exaggeration, and emotionally charged interpretations. The goal is not accuracy, it is ideological momentum. Reality is filtered until if the narrative fits. Forensic linguistics exposes these distortions. As radicalization deepens, users start adopting extremist identity markers. Pronouns we, us, or our, group slogans, ideological hashtags, collective metaphors, our people, our struggle, and moral superiority language. Gradually, personal identity dissolves and merges into ideological identity. Language builds new versions of the self. In a real digital forensic case, analysis revealed a clear radicalization progression. Casual discussion, neutral tone, increased use of ideological buzzword, hostile language toward outgroups, adoption of extremist slogans, calls for mobilization and collective action. So the linguistic trial told the story long before behavior escalated. Forensic linguistics assist by identifying early warning linguistic markers, mapping radicalization progress, decoding ideological jargon, providing expert evidence in security cases, supporting de-radicalization programs, and analyzing communication patterns in organized radical networks. In many cases, the language reveals the threat before the act does. Thank you for engaging with this deeply important session. Radicalization is not spontaneous, it is constructed through repeated linguistic exposure. In the next session, we study how coordinated misinformation networks operate and how forensic linguistics help dismantle them. We'll see you in video number 11. Thank you very much.